actively attending this webinar. First of all, I would like to thank management, principal, head of ECE department, faculty members who all are directly or indirectly involved in this webinar. During this pandemic, the entire globe is carefully watching COVID-19. Not only watching, certain percentage of people is very much afraid of it, including us. Every day after crossing 6 o'clock, our entire concentration goes to today's count, that is today's positive count, corona count, especially in our Tamil Nadu. Mainly our concentration is on our district. If there is no positive count today, then the people are a little bit happy. If any count comes, we are getting tense. Anyway, don't panic. But certain people, among percentage of people, not worried about it. They are very casual. But yesterday, our health minister spoke about the importance of isolation and all other things. He said only one word: if people are wear the mask, no need to go to hospital. If those are not wear the mask, definitely the people has to go to hospital. So we will take this advice seriously, and we will follow our government health department advice. During this pandemic, we are forced or we are in situation to attend or to organize this kind of webinar, FDP, seminar, etc. Anyway, we will work, we will move for the benefits of, towards the benefits of students, our department, or for the betterment of our college, and also for our own development. In this nice occasion, I am very happy to thank the organizers, Professor Kannan and Dhanraj, for encouraging me and providing the opportunity to interact with you all. Once again, I thank the organizers. With this small note, I would like to start today's session on color image processing. Right? Yeah. So today's topic is color image processing. So first, what is mean by process? I would like to define what is color, what is image, what is process. So we all are aware of it. Process is nothing but you are doing nothing but certain kind of operation you are going to perform on it. So process is the certain kind of operations. So I am going to perform operation on image, that is called image processing. And I also not only think about image in general. Suppose let us assume your boss is going to assign some work, some task or some work to you. Then he will, your HOD or principal or whoever maybe your superior will get reply within 2 hours, sometimes in 2 minutes. Then what we will say, the work is in progress, it is in process. We will complete within a day. That means we are going to perform some operations on the assigned task. So that is called process. Next, what is image? So before going to image, so what is mean by image? Okay, first, if I am going to perform some operation on image, then it is called image processing. If I am going to perform some operations on color image processing, then it is called color image processing. If I am going to perform some operation on color image, then it is called color image processing. In today's, in my presentation, these all are the topics I am going to discuss. First, I start with introduction. So in introduction, I am going to discuss about what is image, what are different type of operations on image. Followed by introduction, I am going to elaborate some basic fundamentals of color image processing, like color, color model, attributes of light, attributes of color, etc. Then we will move to various operations on color image processing. So we all are familiar with that image processing operations, that is various process, enhancement, restoration, compression, segmentation, etc. But in my presentation, I am going to concentrate only on color reduction. I am not going to talk about other operations because you all, I hope you all handle the subject or study the subject. You all are very much familiar in all other operations because you know enhancement, restoration, and not only that is not only reason, but n number of researches are going on in image restoration, compression, and everything. So I would like to introduce on different topic called color reduction. It is a very good area for research. So people who all are working in image processing may plan to working in image processing may choose this kind of new areas. So in color reduction, there are three steps. One is palette design, pixel mapping, dithering. End of my presentation, we will have discussions and question and answer. If you have any doubts, if you have any questions, please you post it. Your questions and your doubts in chat box. I will reply one by one. First, image. So I will handling the subject image processing. You will ask the questions. What is image? What is image? You will get immediate answer. Image is a two-dimensional function f of x comma y, where x and y are spatial coordinates, etc. But the level of understanding of students, we don't know. So for that purpose, I have given here three images. So all the three images are acquired by the same camera. The object also same. It's my photo only. So image is nothing but a two-dimensional light intensity function. That is important. Two-dimensional light intensity function f of x comma y. So what is light intensity function? That is very, very important. Here I have shown three images. The first one is the light intensity function is high. In the middle, its function may be its value may be normal. The third one, the intensity value may be quite low. So if we handle the session in class like this, because really he will involve in the real scenario. So here the image depends upon the amount of light. All the three images are same, but image depends upon amount of light. Hence, so the image is nothing but a light intensity function. So vision is one of the greatest power of a human being. if you see any object, our eye can tell the shape, size, color of any and everything which comes in front of it. So image is our eye is the best scanning device. Next, type of images. There are, based on its nature, image is classified into two types. One is analog image, other one is digital image. In our syllabus, analog, there is no word in analog. So if you ask the example for analog processing, student will find difficult to give the examples. So we have to give the example for analog image processing. What is meant by analog image processing? If I am going to process the analog image, as I said earlier, if I am going to process on color image, then it is called color image processing. Similarly, if I am going to process analog image, then it is to be analog image processing. First of all, what is analog image? What is digital image? So, analog image is an image in which continuous variation in the sense being sensed is represented by continuous variation in image tone. The original image is stored on a film. So we know the film in olden days we use camera, we use the film roll. So our image is recorded in the film roll. The example for analog image processing examples are very simple example, Xerox machine. If I am going to take the Xerox photocopy, I can get in different qualities. I can get the photocopy as it is. Suppose my original paper is damaged or very old, then by adjusting the light of the machine, by adjusting light intensity, we will vary the quality of the photocopy. So this is one of the example for analog image processing, that is image enhancement. Then some original paper, there are some dots may be there, some grains may be there, some shades may be there. So we will try to eliminate all these things while taking photocopy. So here all unwanted noises we are eliminating. So that is called analog image processing, expressly restoration. Then I have for A3 paper. I am going to compress it. I want to convert the entire information from A3 to A4. I am going to reduce the size. I am going to reduce the image size. So that is called image compression. Even is somewhat different. And for example, we take this granted, we will take this image compression. So these all are the various examples of analog image processing. Apart from this photocopy, I will give one more example, that is X-ray. So left side I have shown analog image. So this is X-ray. So if you go to hospital for taking the X-ray, the technician normally asks to waiters for sometimes. If the quality of the X-ray is not clear, then he will repeat the X-ray by adjusting some light function. So that is another example for analog image processing. So the X-ray is another example of analog image processing. Then we will go for even the analog image processing is not in our syllabus. We have to tell some examples for the benefit of students. Then digital image processing. Then we go for digital image. So we all studied how to convert analog signal into digital signal, analog image into digital image. So to convert the analog to digital, you have to perform two operations. One is called sampling, other one is quantization. You might have all studied what is uniform quantization, what is non-uniform quantization. So I'm not going to concentrate all these things. Just I will give you what is digital image. So digital image is discretized in both in spatial coordinates and brightness. Here also, normally I will teach what is mean by sampling. Sampling is the process of discretizing the time. Spatial coordinates. Quantization is the process of discretizing the amplitude. That also we can explain in different way. Sampling is the process of discretizing the x-axis quantity. That is the reason I given this graph. Sampling is the process of discretizing the x-axis values. Quantization is the process of discretizing the y-axis values. That means in x-axis, that is time. We have to take this sine wave is defined in all times. Is continuous signal. This function f of x is valid for any fraction of time. So this continuous signal, I am going to convert it into discrete signal, digital signals. Digital is nothing but I am not going to define the function f of x during the entire interval. I am going to define the function f of x in particular interval. That is called sampling. Let us assume in another so each and every fraction of time I can get the amplitude. Whereas in digital signal, I will get the time at time zeros. I will get the signal like here it is defined, here it is defined, here it is defined. In between these two, the signal value is not defined. Not defined. In this region, actually it is not defined. So that is called discretization. That is called quantization. Sampling. This is called sampling. Similarly, if I am going to discretize the amplitude, that is called quantization. So okay. So analog signal is converted into digital signal. So in digital signal, one important word is pixel. That means I acquired an image. Pixel is nothing but the image is divided into number of components. That is number of samples in x-axis. That is number of samples in y-axis. Suppose I am going to take 4 × 4. Then I will get 16 components, 16 parts. So one single image is now divided into components, 16 parts. Each part is called as pixel. Each part. So let us assume 3 are convenient. Now I am going to it is 4. Similarly, it is 4. So now this is one pixel. It is another pixel. It is another pixel. It's another pixel. So in average value of light intensity is its one pixel value. Pixel light intensity function. So this is f. Then x and y are spatial coordinates. Right. So here I have given the example for digital image. So this image is divided into 4 × 4 image. So each number represents light intensity function among this around in this region, among this area, average of this region. Okay, next. What are the types of images? The previous one based on nature. Here is based on representation. In general, they are talking about discrete images, digital images. It is classified in 3 types. Generally classified in 3 types. One is binary image, second one is grayscale image, third one is color image. In binary image, the pixel may have only one shade. Only pixel may only each pixel is represented by using only 2 bits. In 1 bit, only 1 bit, either 0 or 1. Binary image, I am going to use 1 bit per pixel. Either it may be 0 or it may be 1. If it is 0, the pixel is black. If it is 1, the pixel is white. So number of bits required to represent a pixel is 1. Next we will go to grayscale image. Here number of bits per pixel may be from 0 to 8. If I am going to use 0, then it is a binary image. If I am going to use 2 bits per pixel, I will get 4 shades of 4 gray shades. 0 0, I will get 1 shade. 0 1, I will get another shade. 1 0, I will get another shade. 1 1, that is 0 0 is pure black. 1 1 is pure white. In middle, I will get 2 shades. So I can use 2 bits, 3 bits. I can use up to 8 bits. Suppose I am going to use 8 bits, then number of possible colors, that's possible shades are 255. Your time is okay. Ending up. The third one is the color image. In color image, the number of bits per pixel is 24. Anyway, our topic is color image. I will elaborate later. That is, in color image is represented with 3 channels. In extra case, one more type is that the 4th channel. Anyway, I will take just three tubules. That is RGB. So for red color, I need 8 bits. Green color, I need 8 bits. And blue color, I need 8 bits. Totally 24 bits. So number of possible, the total number of possible colors are around more than 16 million. Topic: how to reduce the 16, how to represent the color image from 16 million colors to with minimum number of colors. That I will explain. That is our. Then there are 2 types of types of color images. There are 2 types of color images. One is true color image. Other one is indexed color image, transparent image. So true color. What is meant by true color image? Or it is also called as full color image, full color image processing. So true color image is that is full color processing is nothing but images are required with a full color sensor such as color TV, sensor, camera or color scanner. That means we will take an example, mobile phone. If I am going to buy a mobile phone, I have to think certain parameters. That's first one is the memory, speed, then resolution, then cost, then etc. So we will talk about resolution. If I am going to take the photo, if you take the mobile, it is 18 megabytes are available. If the resolution rate is very high, the quality of image is very high. That everybody knows. So actually, what it is going to do? There are 2 types of resolution. One is grayscale resolution. Another one is spatial resolution. If the resolution is high, the camera will more number of samples while sampling. So true color image processing is nothing but the acquired image is without reducing the color. The acquired image is processed as it is without reducing indexed color image. In the full color image processing is very difficult. More memory, more speed, more bandwidth, that and all. So to avoid such a situation, they are going for indexed color image processing. I hope the black. Okay. Is it audible? Okay. index color image. In index color image processing, I am going to represent one representative for group of pupils. It's a very simple concept. Take our classroom representative. We are not considering the entire 60 students. On behalf of 60, I am going to choose one or two students. For me, clearly telling, I am going to choose one male student for male students representation. I am going to choose one female student for their female students representation. Just like my image, let us assume my image have 5 red colors, 5 blue colors, 5 green colors, 5 violet colors. So let us assume I am going to group all red colors into a single color. Similarly, I am going to group all green colors into a single color. That is and I am going to give the suitable representation for this red color. That is called true index. That's indexed image, index color image. So index color image use a lookup table, a limited amount of colors. The maximum amount of colors in image is 256. Every single pixel in an original image uses an index to designate its color. Every single pixel in an image uses an index to designate its color. By changing a color in the lookup table, all pixels with the same index will automatically change the color. Next one is the true color. Suppose every pixel has its own RGB value. In addition to the RGB, one more value is there, that is transparency value, that is called transparency image. So the transparency image requires 4 pupils, that is 4 channels, R, G, B and alpha. Alpha is nothing but a opaque alpha transparency value. This is a simple example of indexed color image. So you see here, let 100, 101, 110 and 111. So I have 4 different shades. I have 5, 6 red colors, red pixels. These 6 pixels carry 4 intensities. These all 4 colors are represented by a single one red color. So this is called as color palette. I am going to develop a palette. Similarly, all the blues 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 1, 2 all converted into a single color 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. So instead of using 4 blue colors, I am going to use only one blue color, so, etc. So these all the 6 pixels are replaced by its index value. All the 6 pixels are now it is replaced by only a single value 0, 0. Similarly, all this 6, 3 plus 3, all the 6 pixels are represented with only one value 0, 1. So this is called as indexed image. This is our this is called as really telling. This is called as color reduction. I will explain later. We will go to color fundamentals. So we are talking about different colors. What is mean by color? Actually, there are 2 important scientists. One is Aristotle and Isaac Newton. Aristotle tells color is nothing but the product of 2 quantities. That is in general, the color is nothing but color depends upon frequency of light. That's all. Color depends only on wavelength of light. The color that humans perceived in an object are determined by the nature of light reflected from the object. Here I have shown, I will show clearly, I will show next time. So each wavelength contribute some setup. Okay, you see here it's very clear. So the visible light is composed of a relatively narrow band of frequencies in the electromagnetic spectrum, colors blended in spiral, blended into each other smoothly. Here the visible range of spectrum lies between 380 to 750. If the wavelength lies between 380 to 450 is a violet, blue, cyan, and so and so. So what it has 380 to 450, if the value is 380, then it is set to then it is the violet is different shade. 380 will give different shade. 390 will give different shades. So color is purely depends upon frequency of the wavelength. The spectrum is continuous. There is no 449 is violet, 450 is violet. So immediately it will not change to blue. There are different shades. The spectrum is continuous with no clear boundaries between one color to the next. The ranges may be used as approximation. That's all. White light is the result of reflected light balance. That means next. That's the we are taking photo. How anyway the camera is going to emit the same light. If one person is going to take the photo, first they are taking my image, it will come as black. Suppose my friend they are going to take my friend's photo, it will come as white. Same camera is you are taking the image with the help of same camera. Then how it recognizes black and white depends upon what? It is very simple. Depends upon, so the color depends upon the frequency of the reflected wavelength. That's all. Suppose if I am going to take if the color is white, that means the reflected light, all the lights will all that's white light, white wave, all the lights will be reflected. Human color perceives composition of different wavelength spectrum. A reflection from a body in limited range of visible spectrum is perceived as color. For example, a body that reflects light that balanced in all visible wavelengths. Suppose a green object reflects light that wavelength primarily in 500 to 500. I'm going to take the green object, then it will reflect only the green wavelength. Then it will reflect only this wavelength. It will the body will reflect only this range of wavelength. It will block all other wavelengths. That is color. That's all. So the reflection property, that is the color depends upon reflection property of the light. That's all. Because the time is going. Next, the characterization of light. There are two types of one is achromatic light, other is chromatic light. The achromatic light is nothing but a monochromatic light. There is no color. Chromatic light is nothing but a color wave. So color wave lies between 400 to 700 nanometer. So normally it comes under RGB, and I have shown in previous slide I have shown the various colors: violet, blue, green, then yellow, orange, red. This is called as chromatic wavelength. Other type is also non-chromatic. The colors not included in the band of visible spectrum. If you see the previous one, there is no magenta. This here there is no magenta color, so that it will comes under non-chromatic light. So the lights are generally described with the help of three parameters. One is radiance, luminance, and brightness. Radiance is nothing but total amount of energy emitted by the light source. Amount of light coming from the camera. The total amount of energy emitted by the light source, it is measured in watts. Luminance is nothing but amount of energy perceived by the object. That's observer. First one is related to camera. Radiance is related to camera. The second one is related to object, measure of amount of energy as perceived by an observer, measured in lumens. The third one is the brightness. Brightness is nothing but a chromatic, that is a chromatic attribute, that is a visual sensation according to the person, in which area appears to emit more or less, right? So I'm going to see, we are going to see the same image. I will tell this is light, you will tell this is bright. So it depends upon the vision of the individual, right? Color sensor of images. There are two types of color receptors in our eyes. We all are aware of it. One is cone and another rod. So rods are related to dim vision and cones are related to bright vision. So cones are responsible for color vision. In our eye, we have 600 to 700 million receptors are there. So 65% of cones will respond to the eye red color. 33% of cones respond to green color, and 2% of cones respond to blue color and color model. So already we discussed what is meant by color. So color is nothing but a frequency. So different. Nothing but a color depends upon the frequency of light wavelength. Color is what eyes see when light is reflected off an object. Okay, Newton, what we discuss only that shall. Okay. To see color, you have to have light. When light shines on the object, some colors bounce off the object and others are absorbed by the object. Our eyes only see the colors that are bounced off or reflected. So color only depends upon reflected light. The measurement of, so how to measure the color? Then that is measurement of color is known as colorimetry, that is spectrophotometer is used to measure the color. It will give how much amount of red component is there. It will give how much amount of red color is there, how much of blue is there, green is there. So what are the characteristics used to distinguish the color one from one to another? So that is called as attributes of color. So the hue, saturation and brightness. Brightness is nothing but density of light. Hue is nothing but a dominant wavelength. Hue is nothing but dominant wavelength. Saturation refers to the relative purity or the amount of white light mixed in the color. Hue and saturation are called together chromosity. So color can be characterized with the help of two parameters. One is called as chromosity, other one is brightness. Right. There are two types of color. One is called as primary color, other one is a secondary color. One more color is also there, but it's in territory color. That will go for if you are doing research, that will be very useful to you. Anyway, I will discuss these two only. What is primary color? What is maybe secondary color? If the three colors of light can be mixed to produce white, that are called as primary colors. Red, green, and blue are called as primary colors. CMY is called as secondary colors. If you add two primary colors, if you add any two primary colors, it will give another color. Suppose for here, if you add all the three, green, red, green, blue in equal portion, in equal amount, you will get the pure white color. If you add red and blue, it will give then similarly, if you add red and green and blue, it right. The second, if you add blue and green, you will get cyan. If you add red and blue, you will get magenta. So each color, each secondary color is having a complementary color. That's it. Okay. Color models. So anyway, color model is a method to specify a color in standard way. There are different types of color models are there. One is RGB, CMY, HIS, and ICBR. There are generally color models classified in two types. One is called as additive color model, other one is called as subtractive color models. So additive color models RGB, YIQ, subtractive color models EMY. So why it is called as subtractive? So cyan, if you subtract white light from red, you will get cyan, magenta, red, so on so. So why we are going for this real topic? Why we are going for color image processing? That there are two important factors motivate the color image processing. One is a color is a powerful descriptor that simplifies the object identification and extraction. Human beings can distinguish thousands of color shades and intensities compared to about only two dozen shades of gray. Color image provides additional information. Very simple. I am going to give you a lemon image. If you see the lemon image, you can easily tell this is lemon. From the grayscale, it is very difficult to tell whether it is the lemon is ripe or not. Ripe lemon will appear in same, unripe lemon also will appear as same. So color image gives the additional information like whether it is ripe. Simple example, so many applications are there. So okay, so color image have many applications and advantages. So we should know what is the limitation of color image processing. Color image. As I already told in the fourth slide, I think it's the fourth if I am correct. Color image requires 24 bits per pixel. So in real time, to develop a printing device with the huge amount of colors, 16 million colors, then to store the color image, it requires more memory space. Similarly, while transmit the color image, it requires. Similarly, that if for display, the lookup table is very huge, right? So to avoid this is the limitation. To overcome these limitations, I'm going to propose one solution that is called as color reduction. It's very simple. Don't anyway. I'm going to only introduction. Color reduction. I am going to develop we are going to develop an algorithm to represent the image with the minimum number of colors. That is the color reduction. For example, I have an image, color image. That color image may have 2000 colors. 2000 colors. So now I am going to represent the same image with 20 colors. I am going to reduce the colors, number of colors available in the image. That is called as color reduction. Color reduction is the process of reducing, representing the image with the minimum number of colors. To display hardware cannot display the full color of the true color image since the number of colors in lookup table is fixed, right? Right. So already I told there are two types of full color image. One is called as true color image, other one is called as transparency image. So true color image is represented with 3 channels, that is RGB, where the transparency image is represented with 4 channels, that is RGB and A. The fourth one is alpha channel, that is transparency value. So this is an example. If you see this image, here you will get both information. This is car image, this is house image, but both are visible. Both are visible. So you see this dog image with this. This is called as transparent image. You will get the both two images. Both are appearing on the screen, right? This is called as transparency image. Here I am going to need simple. Another 20 minutes are there. Why we are going for color reduction? So I have 3 images. Each image may have 256 colors. This is the main concept. I have 3 images. Each image is represented with 256 colors. So total number of colors is 768. And among the 3, some colors may be common. All the 3 images may have some green, some red, some blue. So let me take this 168 colors are common. So total number of colors in unique colors in all the 3 images are 600. All the 600. So our computer or any printing device will support only for 256 colors. Will support for only 256 colors. So So I want to represent these, I want to display these three images with only 256 colors. So I have to convert, I have to represent the three images with minimum from 600, I have to reduce from 600 to 256, that is called as color reduction. So for that, from these three images we are having 600 colors. From the 600, I am going to find common color. I am going to develop a common palette with 256 colors. I am going to develop a common palette with 256 colors. Then, after developing the palette, I am going to perform pixel mapping. So I compared with original color and pixel color, palette color. I am going to develop I am going to compare. I am going to identify the suitable pixel and replace it. That is called as pixel mapping. So what are the general steps in color reduction? That's very first one is I am going to design. First step is palette design. Other one is pixel mapping. The third one is error diffusion. The third step is the optional steps that depends upon our interest. So palette design involves a design of palette in which a subset is chosen from the true color space of the input original image. This step consists of partitioning the color space. The next step is pixel mapping. Pixel mapping requires a traverse through every pixel of the input image to map the color map from the RGB value of newly developed color palette. In this process, pixel mapping plays an important role to produce a good quality of image. So I am going to perform the color reduction. So what are the constraints in color reduction? Suppose I have, you see the image, here I have almost most of the image consists of only green shade, but only small insert is there that is red in color. So this green shade may be the total number of colors 57251. Total original number of colors in the leaf is 57251. But out of 557,000, almost around 56,000 is only green shade. So I no need to use all 57,000 green shades. Instead of 57,000 green shades, I am going to use only 500 green shades. For example, I am telling. So the first aim is I want to reduction of redundant colors. So important constraint is, one is I want to reduction of redundant color. The second one is I want to preserve the rare color. Here you see the red is very minimum, amount of red is very minimum. But I have to retain it. Otherwise I don't find what it is. So original quality, I will lose the quality of image. The second case, I am reduce the redundant color. Here I am failed to preserve the rare color. So the third case is the original image. This is color reduced image. This is also color reduced image. This algorithm fails to preserve the rare color. This algorithm done effectively. That's it. Reduce the total number of colors and also preserves the rare colors. So this original 50,000 color image is represented with simple 16 colors. With simple 16 colors. So color reduction, generally there are three types of color reduction. One is called fixed palette, adaptive palette, and application specific. In fixed palette, the color palette is designed the color palette is independent from the image content. There is no relationship between the input image and the palette. The palette may have a standard colors. So if you're going to buy the sketch box, they will give 12 colors. Similarly, color palette will exist in all printing device, 16, 32, 50, whatever, may depends upon the range. So this color palette used to reconstruct the image. So the colors in the color palette is not depends upon the image, that is colors fixed color palette creation. Whereas another one is adaptive color palette. Here the color palette is updated regularly based on the image content. The palette is designed adaptively to the image content. There are different kind of adaptive palette method, pre-clustering method, post-clustering method, and the optimization methods. The third one is the application specific. In the first two, adaptive and fixed, first we are going to complete the color reduction, then we are going to perform the dithering operation, that is error diffusion. And the third method, application specific method, combines both steps to achieve optimal color reduction. This is the example. So fixed color palette. This is the color palette. This color palette is a fixed color palette. The number of colors in the color palette not depends upon these images. So this is this is the color palette, adaptive color palette. So here all the 4 images are reconstructed with a single color palette. Whereas here this image is reconstructed with its own color palette. This image is reconstructed with its own palette. So similarly we have individual color palettes. So definitely you will get good quality than the previous one. So while doing the color reduction, what are the parameters to be considered in general? Color reduction is very, very essential. So what are the parameters to be considered? There are two, first is two important things. One is number of colors available in input image. Then what are the number of colors required in the output image? Then in color model, I have not discussed the color cube that and all anyway, okay. So color is represented with the help of color cube. Color, just a minute. This is color cube. So let us assume one color is here, another color is here. Let us assume. You have to find out the distance between the colors in the color cube. We have 500 unique colors in the input image. All the 500 colors are represented in the color cube. So we have to find out the distance between the colors in the color cube. Right. The third one is frequency of occurrence of each color. I have 500 colors. These 500 colors, I have 1000 pixels and 500 colors. Among 500, how many pixels repeated frequently? Among 500, for 200 pixels may repeated many times. Few pixels may be appeared only one time. So we want to find out the frequency of occurrence of each color. Then the final one, suppose user may be interested to preserve some, suppose I want to add any particular color in my image, then that also you have to consider. Yes, that is algorithm. Anyway, time is okay. Let's I will show the results. Okay, there are different color reduction algorithms are there. That is the first one is the original image with 33,400 colors. The same image is represented with 32 colors. Same image is represented with 32 colors. So that's using different algorithms. Some algorithms result may be best. Some algorithms result may be poor. Depends upon the nature of algorithm. That is one. This is next. Another image. Original image is 18,000 colors. It is reduced. This is the original image. This is the color reduced image. So this color image is having 18,000 color. The same is reconstructed with only 32 colors. But if you see this, almost its quality is same. Then similarly, okay, this multiple images. This is a common palette created. That is color palette development. So 256 colors. I have developed the color palette with the 256 colors. So this I am going to perform pixel mapping. So first pixel in the original image is compared with all 256. which color gives minimum Euclidean distance. That pixel is replaced by original input pixel is replaced by its equivalent pixels available in the color palette. Okay, this is application of color reduction where we are using bandwidth reduction, digital broadcasting, image search engine, web image design, and image segmentation. Really, the bandwidth reduction, reducing number of colors in image significantly increases the redundancy of pixels in image. The pixel size is reduced considerably. There is compression. Digital broadcasting. The color reduction is used in digital broadcasting. The RF standard is followed the color reduction. The Association of Radio Industries and Business Standard is followed for digital broadcasting application. Color reduction is already used in digital broadcasting. Thank you. I hope my presentation is somewhat useful to you regarding related to the color reduction. If you have any questions,
thank you.
Please raise. Thank you for your patient hearing, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful presentation. I hope all the participants got an insights about this image processing. And if the participants, you have any queries, you can just post it in the chat box. Any questions? And participants, you can say, you can just look for the feedback form which is posted in the chat box. Any queries, kindly post it.
Definitely, we will lose time. First of all, the question is, if you lose any information when do fixed color press, definitely we will lose time. We will lose it. Actually, color reduction is a lossy compression only. So definitely we will lose some information. But it is we will preserve the important information. That's all. So comes under lossy compression. Any other question, please?
Participants, any questions?
Okay, thank you for all.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for this wonderful session, and thank you, dear participants, for spending your valuable time to get the information about this image processing. Thank you.